Namaste from Dhananjaya Kumar. Welcome to a topic, eternity. I have a few quotations by great minds. So before I present to you the quotations, let me say a few words about the idea of eternity. There are two terms we use often to indicate vastness: eternity and infinity. Finite is defined boundary. Infinite is without boundary. No boundary, no limitation, and endlessness. So, infinity and eternity have to do with two concepts, time and space. Eternity represents the idea of time. Eternal, time, unending. Sometimes we imagine a very, very long time. Million, billion, trillion, zillion, quadrillion, whatever. That many years, well, years are not enough, that many light years. So it boggles our mind, how long time exists. That is, if time exists, or we exist in time, time is always present. It is not that it is born. Some people think it was originated. Time and space originated, and therefore it will end. In between, we have some time and some space to make a living. That's one slightly limited concept. But on a vast imagination, there could be time and space always present. Isness is time and space. And the kind of space we live in and kind of time duration, our life cycle, is a tiny, tiny fraction of that. So it is not that eternity is a very long time. Because if you say, I can count, or a largest number, same applies to infinity. Infinity is shown as a symbol, as if it is a number, definable number. Suppose you keep counting forever, that means infinity. Now, if forever is infinity, now forever is also a time concept based on our limited lifespan and our concept of the existence of the universe. So it is just a concept. Infinity, eternity, indefiniteness, all these are concepts to open our mind to the possibility that these are not number. There is not a number, infinity, because if it was a number, you could say infinity plus 1, or infinity times infinity, or infinity raised to the power of infinity. So the concept is basically endlessness, without limit and without boundary. Okay? So now I will read the quotations. Quotation by William Blake, actually it is verse from one of his poems. To see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hands and eternity in an hour. So as I was talking about infinity and eternity, these are not really boundary of space or end of time. It is beyond that. It is a concept. It is not a number. You cannot say that infinity is a number. So I would say, how about infinity plus 1, or infinity times infinity, or infinity raised to the infinity. So basically infinity, eternity are concepts that we as humans can conceive. For a tiny ant is a different concept of infinity and eternity. Is the space, maybe a hectare is enough space for an ant to feel infinite space. And considering a lifespan of an ant, if you say, 5 days is infinite time. So it depends on the size of the one who is conceiving something in relation to their own. So at least as humans, we are much more capable of big concepts. So eternity and infinity are concepts, and this is a beautiful expression that how small within our own limitation we can imagine something big. And we can see the world in a grain of sand, because sand and all material objects contain or represent all the elements of the entire material world. Our bodies have stuff made in stars or collision of stars. So we are, in a way, a sand. To see world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower brings us the spirit of life, beauty, colors, freshness. So that are the positive qualities one can imagine as heavenly. Hold infinity in the palm of your hands. Now in the palm of your hands, there is a lot of things in the palm of your hand. You have your palmistry, your lifespan, your heart condition, your health, all the details in different lines, shape of your fingers. And I remember giving kids one assignment that suppose you did not have nails, how it will change your life. So they made a long list of things you cannot do without nails or without a thumb. So in that sense, in the palm of your hands, there is a lot more than the word hands or how the hand looks. So go beyond that. And eternity in an hour. So through the hourglass, you can actually project infinitely into vastness of time and space. It is like you are seeing through microscope, a tiny glass prism, and you can see the wings of a tiny insect that you cannot see through your eyes. Or you can see the life flowing on a leaf. So, like a microscope, seeing big. So think big, act big is my message to kids, and this is captured in this beautiful verse by William Blake. To see the world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. This quote by Tom Stoppard is humorous. He says, "That's the problem with eternity. There is no telling when it will end." It's beautiful. The problem with eternity is that all the other concepts of time have a limit, no matter how long number, million, billion, trillion years. But I was telling kids long time ago that what is eternity a number? No, it's not a number. Because when you say eternity, I can say eternity plus one is bigger than eternity. Eternity times eternity is even bigger. Eternity raised to the power eternity is even bigger. But there is no number called eternity raised to the power. It's all in infinity. So, when you say eternity, it basically gives you the concept that limitlessness is eternity. So when I told the kids that for a moment forget the idea of eternity, what is the largest number in which everything possible can be counted? All the sands on the beaches of the earth, all the atoms and particles, all the stars, planets, galaxies, everything possible that you can count with that number. What is that? So the answer is given, not created by me. I couldn't really go through counting and make sure it fits into that number. It's called Google. Googol. So Google is 10 raised to the power 100. That number is the largest number really we need to count everything possible that exists. So with that, I'll end this video. Thank you for listening and paying attention, and we'll come back soon.